Ah, man, that's good. You know, there are many games out there that are really good. It wasn't ever really it's either um, untranslated, um, um, unlocalized, or whatever, because you know people are saying that it is too complicated for us. Now, now that's the point. Saying that the game is too complicated, it implies that, like a friend once said, it's like on an ivory tower overlooking, and everyone is still answered, but everybody outside of the ivory tower is Netherlands. But that's not the case here, because in the case of the Japanese exclusive game house, the thing about that is it's not that they're complicated. We have them before. Games like Soma Bringer. It is your usual dungeon crawler adventure game, similar to Diablo. Of course, Sakura Taisen. It's like front mission with the elements of medieval fantasy mech Japan, of course, and Clock, a point-and-click and of course psychological horror game. But we already have. I have an end screen. Now, it got me thinking. Is it about thinking that the game is too complicated for us? Is it they are just afraid that they want to release these games? Maybe because of business matters? Or they don't want foreigners to see this? Those are the ones that I'm thinking of for the years past, since I got the ability to use emulators to research on the internet and see these games. Now there are people who are translating these games, these Japanese exclusive titles, which are great. Then why it wasn't released in outside of Japan in the first place? That really begs the question. If you ask me. It's really fascinating, because we have those kind of general games from the past. Remember back 15, 20 years ago, before the game industry went downhill like this. It is booming. We have influxes of games that are from Japan, but it took years. Like Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy, it took 3 years before it was released outside of Japan. Again, their issue: too complicated for us. Too complicated. It's really my part. Because we in the outside of Japan, we already have games like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, not just in tabletop but also in video games. Think about it for a second. Tactics games, sure we have RTS, but I remember the first tactics game that I played that was from Japan actually. Translated, of course, was Brigantine. And I stumbled only on the Fire Emblem years before Brigantine on Super Famicom, which you can actually run on your SNES. And Fire Emblem, speaking of Fire Emblem, it didn't appear until the dawn of the Game Boy Advance, which is like, what, 2002, 2003? And what, the other Fire Emblems was released after, of course, the DS. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, Fire Emblem Heroes of Light and Dark, I think. But the other emblems are still, it's still in Japan. Like Fire Emblem version 776. And also games like Treasures of Rudra or Rio if you're a Weebo, or Bahamut Lagoon. You're going to say again, but that was those game titles were already on after the lifespan of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Sure it is. But what games do we have in the early cycles of PlayStation 1? Not that good. I'm going to be honest. But if these games are released, we might have a chance. We might have a greater view on what the Japanese gaming scene is. But thanks to the ROM hackers, they're doing these things to make it possible for us non-Japanese speaking gamers that we cannot understand one katakana. Unless you are a weeb or a Japanophile, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no, I'm not against Japan. I'm actually going to study Japanese literature. Because you know why? Because I was inspired by one of the only 2 Asians who actually won the Nobel Prize for Literature. One of them is Kenji Nabe. You know, he won the 1928 Nobel Prize. Yes, it is. I'm going to link it there. But if you're curious, what are the games that never made it to the West? What is still in Japan? I'm going to link the description right there on the Wikipedia article that have the list of the games that never made it outside. Because now you have to think for yourself. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. You have to further research that. Heck, like research is not even over. So with presenting the hypothesis, when presenting the theories, all you need to do is to research for yourself. You have to decide whether it is they're afraid. Well, of course, xenophobia, considering that they were isolated for 150 years, and 150 years is like a long year. You cannot remove that so-called isolation that we are afraid of this hardness and stuff. But that besides, okay, if you're really curious, just comment right there. You know, no mind. Of course, send me if you have some fun or some weed or you met a while, I agree, don't mind. But of course, I'm going to drop my Skype ID there as well. Anyway, this is Homer, and wow, this is really good.